Okay, so we are live. I want to welcome everyone back to another edition of the Northern Nerd Network, Nerdcast. And on today's episode of the Nerdcast, we have nothing but the co-hostess with the mostest. That is right, Chelsea Thompson. Say hello.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Also joining us today, we have a very special guest. We have Terrace from Geek Nation Tours. Say hello, Terrace.
Hello, hello. How is everybody out there?
Woohoo!
Yeah, awesome. So yes, we have. This is our first episode of the new year. We have a new sort of format we're going to be sort of playing with a little bit.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Oh, we lost a mic on Terrace there
There
for
we
a second.
go.
Okay.
No,
We are going to be doing a once a week podcast just to get that out of the way right away here, so everyone's aware that you guys can
Yeah,
just
that's the
go
new
ahead.
format you're talking about, right, Dan?
Somewhat,
Moving from
somewhat.
once every other week to once every week?
Yes, and we also have a couple little things I'm adding into the show, but that'll be later on.
Woohoo!
there's enough good geek goodness to do a show once a week.
Oh yes,
Absolutely. Yeah.
we are chock full of geeky goodness on this show. It's we got and we got we got some great guests coming up lined up in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for all that stuff. So let's just get going with the news, or not news. Jeez, I'm already like behind already.
You're so excited.
I'm
You're
so
like,
excited to just get into
so
it.
much new stuff. Ah!
I know, but no, we actually got what do we got? We got your
We
week.
got our check-in. How are
Yeah, we
you
got a check-in.
doing, Dan? How have you been? How was your holidays? How was your New Year? What have you been up to? I'd like
That's
to know, and I'm sure our viewers would like to know too.
well, okay. So here's the thing. I had a great Christmas break here. Got a lot of things done.
You got
Actually,
to
got
visit
nothing
with
done.
me because I was
Yes,
home.
yes. Chelsea actually came over. We actually got to play a board game, didn't we?
Did we? We played Wookiee, Loop and
Yes,
Chewie. We
Loop and
played
Chewie.
Loop and Chewie.
Nehemiah actually picked up. He really wanted to get Loop and Chewie, and it was on sale at Mission Fun and Games in St. Albert there. So we went and picked that up
It
for
combines
18 bucks.
two things that are like pure childhood nostalgia in a can: Star Wars and the playing mechanics of Hungry Hungry Hippos. It's amazing.
It's a very fun game actually. It's a really like a surprisingly
It's so simple, but it's so much fun.
yeah, it really is.
That's hilarious.
Uh,
Perfect, really.
yeah,
So
so
Loop and Chewie, go and check it out.
Loop and Chewie is very good. We also I got to play a lot of board games over the holidays. Actually, the other day on Saturday was the grand opening for the Tabletop Cafe's second location, and that's downtown on 124th there. So I got to go down there, check it out. We got to play a few games. I got to play 5 Tribes for the first time, which was very
Ooh,
good,
how
by the
was
way.
that?
Oh my goodness. Have you got to try this game yet at all?
No, I haven't played it, but I've heard good things about it. So
Terrace, have you
That's
tried it?
exactly what I was. That's exactly what I was going to say. I've heard tremendous things about it, but I haven't had a chance to roll off on that yet. So one of the games up on the list for sure.
It is definitely well worth checking out. Like after we played a run through of it, I mean, we didn't really know what we were doing right at the beginning of the game, so we kind of by the time we got halfway through, we really got into more of the strategy of it. But it's really essentially just a worker placement game, and the way that the board is set up, it's all completely randomized. So no matter what you do, like every game you play will be completely different from the last game.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, it is it's very fun. It was
Which I take it means that you're always having to revise your strategy, that you can't just pick one strategy that if the board happens to get built with X tiles here, that you can use this strategy and it will always work. If everything's always changing, you always have to revise what you're doing.
Yeah, completely. And not only that the tiles will change, but the way that the meeples are placed on the board change too, because it's essentially what you do is you put all the meeples in the bag, you shake up the bag, and you put 3 meeples on each square randomly. And so no matter what, everything about this game is completely randomized at all times, and it is so good. It is so good. Like it was so much fun. I had such a great time playing that. And I got to play one other game, and that is Sushi Go. Now, Nehemiah,
That's so much fun. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun.
I took Nehemiah a few days before the grand opening to the Tabletop Cafe, and we got to play Sushi Go at the Tabletop Cafe. And he loved it so much. He loved the
great game for kids. The out of school care I used to work at had like several copies of it in each room because it was just the kids always wanted to play it.
Yeah, so Nehemiah bugged me and bugged me and bugged me to get this game. And I'm like, I don't want to go buy this game. I don't have the money to go get it. He's like, I have the money. So he had like $20 from whatever it was called from Grandma. So he went out and he made his first ever purchase, which was a card game.
That's awesome. You must be proud.
That right there. Parenting done right, sir. Well done, you.
I couldn't have been more proud at that moment. Yeah, it was a great moment, taking my kid to the board game store to go pick up Sushi Go.
That's awesome.
He's like, he walks in the door. He's like, "Where do you keep Sushi Go?" I want that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
First thing
awesome.
he's like, walks in the door. I want that. The guy goes in the back, grabs a copy, brings it out to him. Yeah, he was so happy. He's like, he gets his change. He's like, "Daddy, he gave me money."
That's awesome. It's a pretty high-ranked game on Board Game Geek too. It's got a really high rating. It's over 7, so that's kind of.
It is very simple, very easy. It's really quick to play. It's done over 3 rounds, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. Just for a very simple little card game, it's pretty good, and especially with little kids and stuff like that, like they pick up on that one pretty quickly. So yeah, very good.
I forgot how many. It's 5. It's up to 5 players, right?
Hang on 2 seconds. I'll find out.
Oh,
keep talking.
Yeah.
Dan's going away.
Yeah, well,
from
I mean,
keyboard.
I made him leave. That is, it's super short, I believe. I've never played this one either, but I've seen it before. It's a great traveling game, I think.
Yeah,
too.
the rounds
It's
are really
small.
quick, and it's all like compact and yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
Comes in a little tin. Yeah.
Comes in a nice little tin. Very easy to carry around, and yeah, 2 to 5 players. Very
Cool.
very
Oh,
good.
okay, really small. I didn't realize it was quite that small. Unless you have enormous hands.
Well, and the sushi in here, just like this little pudding, but the sushi is so cute. Like the artwork is so great. So I mean, yeah.
Cool.
And Nehemiah's like, I love sushi. So and he really does love sushi. So
Develop palate for the, how young is he again?
He's 6 years old.
Oh, see, that's good. That's when we started to take out my daughter for sushi when she was young like that, and she still loves it.
He's been going for sushi since he was like really little, but he just, I don't know what it is, but he's always loved sushi, and that's kind of me and him. Like he just, if he gets to pick a place to go eat, he'll go for sushi anytime. That's great.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, Terrace, I want to know how you've been for the last little while. We did an interview a while ago, but what have you been up to?
How was your holiday?
How was your
New
holidays?
Year? Yeah, what's shaking?
Great. Actually, really great. Just before Christmas, we have a big 40K Apocalypse game every year, and this year we did, and you can see some of the stuff in the background there. Steve, there's a town.
Wow.
And those are 2 Titans right there.
That's quite the room back there. Those are huge.
Yeah, both those tables are 4 by 8, and we had a table in between here, and it was 30,000 points aside, so it was a really big game.
Wow.
Yeah, and see, I don't know if you can see, but those are all my miniatures in the background there
On the shelves, yeah.
on the shelves, and all my geek, sci-fi, and Japanese books are in there anyway. But anyway, so we had a game was 30,000 points aside. We started at 10 a.m. and we got 2 rounds in it, 2 complete rounds, and finished at 2 a.m.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, but
That's
everybody was
awesome.
That's
everybody
dedication.
slept over. Yeah, everybody slept over. It was fun. Everybody slept over and had a couple beers, and so no one drove home, so which is nice. And but yeah, we got up the next morning, and I think only one of us would have liked to continue. It was a
After that,
marathon.
everybody was ready to tap out.
Yeah, exactly. It was crazy. So that was my big game for the Christmas holidays. I did a lot of painting. I try to paint as much as I can on Christmas holidays. I painted some ogres for Age of Sigmar, so I'm painting those up right now. Kind of a full conversion, made them look like Vikings, and using parts from Space Wolves, Space Marines from GW. So coming out really well. I'm going to try to do the Ice King, the kind of a fiction that I thought of myself, and just do kind of a everything ice, so and snow, and so the leader is going to be a wizard, and he's going to be all decked out in blues, and he's going to Viking ogres and tree men with fall colors but snow on them and that kind of thing. So that's what I'm working on right now for my hobby. For Christmas, our family got a entertainment room. Katiana has it when she was young. When she was a baby, we had a baby room, and it's a very small room, and we converted it into our entertainment room. So I painted the ceiling, the walls dark purple, and the ceiling and all the baseboards and such midnight purple.
Oh,
And then
nice.
we bought a TV and a sound system, and so we've been watching a lot of movies. So that was our Christmas present. Very geeky
Nice.
thing.
That's
Our
awesome.
first movie was Star Wars, of course, to get into preparation for the
Yes.
movie. Yeah, and over the holidays, I know that this is coming up in the news, but over the holidays, I had the opportunity to go twice, so I did. And what else did I do? New Year's was fun. We went out with friends, but nothing geeky there. Mostly just hanging out with the family and actually, you know what? I didn't even play a board game, which is really strange for us. We usually play at least a few board games on the holidays, but painting the room kind of took up a lot of time, of course.
Getting set up
But
for Star Wars. That's the
yeah,
most
that's
important
right.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a big deal. We'll talk about that a little bit. I've got a few comments on that. It was yeah, we'll talk about that later.
All right.
So that was my week. Last couple of weeks.
Awesome. That sounds great. Yeah. Chelsea, how was your week?
Good. Yeah, my last couple of weeks have been really good. I'm battling a bit of a cold right now. I woke up this morning pretty stuffed up, so uh hung out around the house and took a lot of naps today in preparation for the strenuous task that is the podcast this evening.
That's dedication
Um,
right there. I'm just telling you.
um, but no, it was good. I cooked a big Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve for myself and myself and my boyfriend cooked it together. It was a team effort, go team, for us and some of our friends who were orphans, and his dad and his dad's girlfriend were in town, so they came, and yeah, it was really nice. Lots of food, and we watched a bunch of Christmas movies, and that was really nice. And then Boxing Day, I hopped on a plane back to Edmonton and hung around Edmonton for a little bit.
Hmm.
Got to hang out with some awesome people I know. Dan and Trina. And yeah, our mutual friend Wendy, which was really nice to see everybody. And yeah, then I came home and had some few days at home to relax, and then back to work. I'm on a call out this month for the Vancouver School Board. Yeah, working at an elementary school, which is pretty fun.
Nice.
But I'm pretty sure being back working with the small people is where I got my illness from. Hazards
From
of the
Your
job, I
children?
guess.
You got children sickness?
Children germs.
That's
Children germs
weird.
don't make
So
people
weird.
sick. What? Yeah.
No, they're a bunch of plague bearers. I know when my daughter was in those ages, she was always bringing colds home and flus home and giving them to the family. Very generous
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
They're very giving.
They
Those.
are. They are so giving. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's me. And now we are nerdcasting, and I'm so excited to be moving to nerdcasting once a week. Woohoo!
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I also got one thing from Aaron because
Hi,
this is a
Erin.
very how do we say it?
Our loyal watcher and viewer, Erin, who's been with us since the beginning and always tunes in and is always quick with a comment, which we love. Thanks
Yes.
for commenting, Erin.
So he said his time off he binged watched The Man in High Castle. I have
Sweet.
no idea what that is, but it sounds fun.
I guess I'm going to toss this out
Because we
out
binge
to
watch a lot of
Erin.
stuff.
I know there's a bit of lag, but you can answer at your leisure, Erin. Is that on Netflix, or do we have to search it on other streaming sites? There we
I
go.
know Trina got into what was the one? Oh, it's that documentary on Netflix.
Oh,
How to Make a Murderer?
Making a murderer. Making a murderer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she really loves that one for some reason.
I just the family actually last night got The Flash for Christmas, and we just finished the first season last night.
Oh,
So
that's a good show.
we binged watched. Yeah, it was incredible. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking it was going to be a little bit more hokey than. I mean, it is kind of hokey. It's super.
It is whatever.
Show, but I really loved it. Then the final episode was stellar. It was amazing. So yeah, it was. We binge watched that over the holidays. I should add that into our geekiness this holiday.
Yeah, I managed to get. I finally got to the chance because Trina kind of gave up on me, and we were watching Jessica Jones there, but she just couldn't do it. So I ended up watching the rest of it just back to back, 2 days done.
Powering through it.
Powered through
How
it.
was it?
It was great. Oh man, it was very intense, and it was one of those shows where no matter what she does, she always is like 3 seconds too late. So, whoever she's about to save is already dead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good
Nothing like
though.
piling on the PTSD.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly what she's going through. It's a really great show though. It's really very intense. If you like intense shows. But anyways, let's finally get into this. Let's get into the news.
We do have some pretty fun items this evening. Right off the top, let's just jump right into it, because why not? Drones are taking over the world. There's a company in China that has created a prototype taxi drone. It's meant for one passenger, that flies completely automated via app and GPS. So it has 4 arms, 8 propellers, is meant to carry or can carry one person at a max capacity of 220 pounds, you and your luggage. It's got a little luggage compartment in the back. For a flight of approximately 23 minutes going 100 kilometers an hour. So wherever you can get in a 23-minute radius going 100 kilometers an hour, the idea would be sort of in a domestic city setting, usually to avoid traffic getting to like an airport or things like that. But at a max capacity of 220 pounds, I guess you got to be really careful how much luggage you're carrying. I mean, if you think current airlines are strict on their luggage capacity, you will literally fall out of the sky if your bag is too heavy.
Well,
I would assume that it would weigh you before you got off.
Yeah, you're too heavy. We can't take off yet.
Now, can it go half the distance at half the speed if you're a fat guy?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Or
I'm
half the
assuming
amount of
Dan's
time.
got it right. I think maybe it's got to be calibrated with like internal scales and won't turn on if you're over the weight limit. Would be my guess as to how it would work.
And okay, and what about I'm 6'4", so is this made in China? vehicle. So what's the?
Well,
Can I fit in it?
we've posted the link on the Facebook page for our viewers who can follow along.
Right.
And there's a video, and it shows an average size person. When you get in, the seats are kind of like a little bit reclined, so you can kind of stretch out a little bit, I guess, to maximize the space in the cabin. So, yeah.
Right. So I could have my feet outside the windows. And I'd be okay, right?
That
and then really, it's not
definitely
carrying.
maximizes the
It's not
space in the
carrying
cabin.
me either.
Yeah, because you're not actually inside the vehicle.
That's right. So, clearly, there must be. They must
The
have.
scales are
something.
off. The scales are off. That's what it is.
That's right.
Yeah. So no word yet. This company has made several prototypes and is kind of shopping it around. No word yet when it would go to any kind of like mass production or actual use, because then you get into air traffic control worries depending on how high it would fly, and once you get like thousands of these in the sky, how you keep them from crashing into one another. All those logistics are somebody else's
That's
problem.
my next question. That is my next question. Now, are they gonna test this in Beijing or like in some small city in Alberta?
Who knows? There's no word yet on when it will actually come to pass as an actual thing, but for now it's enough to know that it exists, and someday a taxi drone could fly you to the airport.
I personally love this idea. I just want to I want this thing to just land in my front lawn, and I get in, and it take me to wherever. I could just see getting downtown so much faster. Like it's
or
amazing.
not.
Well, technology aiming to make your life easier. And our next item is no different. Our next news item. So there's a company that has invented, well, it's nothing new. I mean, what is it? You've got the iWallet and stuff like that. Companies racing to replace all your bulky cards. But there's a company that's created something called the Wallet. And it's a
walk it in your pocket.
There is a Wallet in my pocket. So it's about the size of like an average men's wallet. It's a plastic device. And inside the device is a blank magnetic card. And what you do is you upload all the information of any type of card you could possibly carry in your wallet. Credit card, debit card, like gym membership passes, tickets, anything like that. You can load the information onto this machine, and for those cards with like magnetic stripes, like bank cards and debit cards and gift cards, it codes the information to the stripe on the code and pops the card out, and then you can use it at point of sales terminals, ATMs, all that kind of stuff. For things like gym membership cards and stuff that activate by barcode, basically you put in the call number and it generates the barcode on the screen of this device, and you just flash it to the barcode scanner and it scans like that. So I think of all the like electronic wallet options out there, this one's pretty cool. I mean, you're still carrying around a device, unlike iWallet, where it's just on your phone, which is a device you carry already. This is a separate device, but it's completely independent. You just have to hook it up to your computer every now and then to download updates, but other than that, it's not dependent on anything to operate. Yeah, so that's a pretty nice feature.
Go ahead.
Sorry. My only issue I think with this thing is it's still as thick as my wallet. So I'm not actually getting rid of my wallet. I'm just replacing it with another device or another.
Well, it can be like the evolution of cell phones, right? The first iterations started out big, and as they evolve and products get smaller and smaller, right? It's probably only a matter of time before that happens for this.
It's kind of big to implant subdermally. Can you now here's the big question. Can you use this wallet to pay for your taxi drone tab? Is the real
Now
question.
that is the question. Will they
Okay.
become interlinked? Can you
Well,
just
It's all going to be interlinked.
That's awesome.
You're going to have the wallet to get
Skynet?
into the.
Skynet is coming.
That's right. It's already here, Skynet.
Well,
We're past that age,
that
aren't
just
we?
makes me yearn for simpler times, like being out in the snow and the ice under the stars, which is something you can do if you go to the ice castles in Edmonton.
My goodness, you're on a roll
Bam!
tonight.
My segues are on
Oh,
fire
wow.
tonight. Yeah,
On a roll.
yeah.
Well played.
Thank you. I sit at home in front of the mirror and practice just segues for all eventualities. Yeah, it's pretty sad actually.
Oh.
But yeah, no, the Edmonton Ice Castles, I was a little bummed that I wasn't home for a longer visit to go and check them out because the pictures of them and the media that's on the internet right now of not only the castle that the company who built it built here, but some of the other castles they built in cities in the States are just, they look amazing. Now, Dan, you guys were going to go, or have you gone yet, or you're going?
We are still going. We haven't not had a chance at the moment to get down there, but we are on our way for sure. I gotta check this out. This thing is incredible.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't even heard anything about it. My folks are in Edmonton, and that's where we went for Christmas, and they never mentioned anything. And they usually mention stuff like that. So I'll have to bring it up, and maybe in February, if we'll get a lot of hot weather, I'll take the family. I think it'll be a fun thing.
The
Looks
thing
pretty
that
cool.
the thing that amazes me is, again, we've got their site linked on our news items. You should go and check it out. The thing that amazes me is the construction. So they make individual icicles and then layer the icicles together. So not only do you get the natural shimmeriness of the ice itself, but then all the facets of all the different sides of these individual icicles layered together with the lights embedded inside them.
Yeah, they put the lights inside the
And just
ice.
the hours and hours of work to do that, to create the individual icicles and then layer them together. It's amazing. And the product is supposed to be equally stunning. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get myself down there. I'll have to check this out.
Yeah, for sure. I think it looks really great, and the pictures on the article tab site that you sent us look beautiful. So I'd really have to give that a go and take a look at it. Where is it exactly?
In Horlack Park in Edmonton.
Okay.
Yeah. So right by the university, by the river valley. Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to unplug and get away for a while and get back to nature and into a relaxing environment, that's definitely something to check out. Not everybody's cup of tea for relaxing. Some people like their escapism more on a big screen. And if that's the case, if you haven't been living under a rock, the right kind of escapism for you could be to go and check out the new Star Wars movie, which is our next news item on the list.
Which, if you haven't, statistically is you have.
Because it is doing just that well, and actually what we've got on our news item is how well it is doing. So the current U.S. domestic box office record holder was Avatar from back in 2009. It grossed 700 and some million in 300 and some days. Star Wars The Force Awakens beat that record after being released for 20 days.
Wow.
This is insane.
Worldwide, it's grossed 1.5 billion to date.
And how much did they spend on actually get the license? That's what I want to know.
The license, I'm not sure. I know the
3.
production.
5.
Is it 3.5?
Well,
I thought everything was $3.5 billion.
Everything's always 3.5 billion. I know it wasn't that much.
The physical production cost to make the movie was only 200 million.
Yeah, 200 million.
only 200 million.
By the way, they had in the first weekend.
Yeah.
No, that's I was under the impression that they paid Lucas 3.5 billion for the property in full. So, I'm not. You can't quote me on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently, Aaron has seen it twice. I know I have seen it twice. Terrace, you said you've seen it twice.
Yeah, I saw it
I
twice. Yeah, for sure.
I plan on going again. I've seen it once, but I plan on going again. It was
It's
super
one of
fun.
those movies where you actually have to go back again and actually
Just to catch all the little.
just to
Yeah,
catch it all. And you know what? I believe the second time around, like Trina, I went with Trina again, and she's like, yeah, it's still good. Like
yeah,
it's still good. All the jokes still land.
It wasn't just the adrenaline and the oh my god, a new Star Wars movie making it seem
That was
better
my
than it
fear.
was.
That
Yeah.
was my fear. Like I was like, was it just actually because I was so excited about the movie that I just glossed over everything? No, no, it's actually I believe it's an actual good movie. So
yeah. I was when I went to see it, I was actually I was very hopeful. I was very happy that Disney bought it because they make great geek films and family films,
yeah, they've been doing great.
and so
Well,
so
I think a good chunk of the kudos go to J.J. Abrams. I mean, this is now the second major franchise that he has rebooted to great success.
yeah,
Um, he is truly, in my opinion, a connoisseur of style, and he really does do his homework and want to be respectful to the originals and
yeah,
respectful to the fans who love the originals so much.
Yeah.
oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
that's absolutely where both the Star Trek and this first one in the Star Wars franchise, I think, came from was that place of being
Yeah.
Being
I
faithful.
think
really
he, I think,
honoring the originals and the fans.
I think he almost went further with the Star Wars one, though. I think that he got away from some of the Star Trek stuff, but I think the Star Wars one, he, I think there was an effort, a really big effort to not distance, but to draw everything back in. I think that was what was great about it in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Um, I was skeptical though when I first started watching it. I think the first 20 minutes, I was like, I don't know if I'm digging this or not. Yeah, but no real bad stuff here. But when they see the Millennium Falcon for the first time, that's when I lit up. I was like a kid again. It was, from that point, which is about 20 minutes into the show, I think.
Yeah.
From that point all the way to the end, I was like in tears and crying and happy, and I was like a little kid again, and it really did allow for that and let everybody feel excited and reminisce at the same time. Film was almost a condensed version of past Star Wars in a way, but in a really really good way. I think they did a stellar job, actually. To tell the truth, all of them. I'd love to find out how they wrote it. Like, was that a group of people writing it? Was it one guy commissioned to write it, or was it a group effort, a corporate effort? I think that would be really interesting to find out.
Yeah, I would like to know how many people actually
How
had
many
their
writers were involved? Yeah. I'm
yeah
sure like
were
that it's as easy as Googling it, but we have not done that. It's so funny. We had a whole episode about spoiling The
yeah.
Force Awakens, chatting about it after it came out.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about the writing at all. Well, we talked about the writing, but we didn't talk about the process of the
Actual
writing
yeah.
and how many writers were involved and who wrote it. But yes, it was well done.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
amazing. It was.
Yeah.
I actually think it's one of my best science fictions of all time. Not only is it one of the better Star Wars, but it's also one of my favorite science fictions. I have to watch it a few more times to see if it will last the test of time. But
Yeah.
it was awesome. Even like you said, even the second time I saw it, I was still grinning and laughing and enjoying it. So it was great.
You know what else is guaranteed to have you grinning and laughing and enjoying yourself?
What?
Throwing
Axe.
axes.
Axe throwing at axe holes. Yeah. So, speaking of other things to do in Edmonton for your leisure and downtime, if visiting the ice castle or watching Star Wars yet again, is not up your alley. How about throwing sharpened pieces of metal at hunks of wood? Yeah.
Okay, I got a question. The axe hole place is nowhere near the ice sculptures. Is that correct?
I'm just waiting. I'm just trying to find out here. It's on Kingsway Avenue, and
Oh yeah, you'd have to throw pretty hard to get the ice.
yeah, it would have to be quite a while.
Yeah, so they're
My
by
goodness,
the old
like
city center airport by Kingsway-ish, yes? Yes.
who's like, oh, I know it's an awesome idea. Let's have a place where a whole entire place dedicated to throwing axes.
I'm gonna go to it. I swear.
Don't knock
I-
it.
I-
I tried it. It's super fun.
I gotta try this now, but I mean, wow.
I liken it to like going to the gun range, right? Had a bad
Oh,
day, need to blow off some steam, go huck an axe at a chunk of wood and you'll feel instantly better.
Do they have zombie targets though? Just like the gun place does. Do they have the zombie targets?
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I think they've got big like pine stumps that they paint up with like circular targets. So I don't know if they have any painted like zombies. However, I do know, I'm pretty sure it's the same place. This recently just popped up on my Facebook feed before I got access to the news items actually. An axe throwing like singles night and or like speed dating event.
So anyways,
So awesome. I'm not laughing at it. I'm like, wow, it's so great.
Yep.
I'm going through the fact right now. It says who can throw axes? Anyone 7+. Parents and guardians participants under 18 years of age due to safety concerns. Children's under ages 7 must remain in viewers area. 7 years old. You're gonna give a 7-year-old an axe to throw?
Actually, I don't know.
I don't even feel safe throwing an axe.
Okay, so I like.
Well, it's not.
Hang on a second here.
Based on their video, it's lit like handheld hatchets, and so they probably got smaller ones for the kids. And
so
it's all divided. You're divided by chain link fences. You're in your own lane. It's kind of like the place kind of looks like batting cages. So each lane is separated by chain link fence. You have your own set of hatchets and your own target, and so yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Okay.
I mean, I might be a little bit biased because I like swords, and axes are akin to swords, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but yeah.
And really, most Canadian kids, just for your international viewers, and most Canadian kids actually do throw axes and have dog sleds. So this is just practice for your real life.
This is true. Yeah.
I mean, really.
We all
when
skate
you
to
all
work,
go like
we all
camping
live
and
in
stuff, we
igloos.
all throw an axe at some point.
No, but
Like
I mean not throwing in axes, but I mean I think about camping with my family, and I think about how old I was when my dad started teaching me how to build the fire, right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
And so
Yeah,
gave
good.
me the little hatchet to
I
chop
thought
up.
maybe you guys had bad camping experiences and you ended up throwing axes.
No, it gave me the
Stand
little
over by this
hatchet
piece of
to
wood.
chop up kindling to teach me how to start building the fire, and I was probably 8 or 9 when I think about when he was starting to teach me, you know.
For
So.
sure.
Yeah. That's when you handle an axe. That's not when you start throwing it.
Well, there's a first for
Point at it.
everything, Dan.
There
That's
is
right, there is.
There is a first for everything. This is pretty awesome, though.
You
I gotta
have to
go
wear
now.
a toque. You have to wear a toque when you go.
You really do have to wear a toque.
You do. Yeah, so.
It's about as
Break out the
Canadian as it gets, right there.
Duke in the plaid shirt, and afterwards you go for a pint with a shot of maple syrup.
There you go. See, this is turned out to be a great night. I think that's. I got the plan all written down now.
Yeah.
Yep. That's amazing.
So, speaking of other fun experiences to have, we have Terrace with us this evening, who is the owner-operator of Geek Nation Tours. So if you are looking for other out-of-the-box, fun, nerdy, geeky things to do, places to go, events to experience, he is your man. He can hook you up, and he's going to tell us all about it this evening. So I guess I want to start off. I've got a question right off the bat. Terrace, how did you come up with the idea for Geek Nation Tours? How did it get started? Where did it come from?
Well, I've been in the travel industry for a good 20, 30 years, and I had a couple travel agencies. Before that, I brought Japanese tourists in through Vancouver into Canada. But when the recession hit, I was thinking, well, what do I want to do? I had it so my staff they took the summer off, and I had to work, it was exactly the opposite than I was hoping to. And they took it off, and I was stuck in the office doing nothing, and no one was booking. And it was hard times. Everybody was, worried about buying their fridge and not worrying, a new fridge, but not thinking about where they want to travel. So, and I thought about, Mexican booze places and hanging out like that, but it really wasn't me. And I just came up with the idea of, well, why don't I do battlefield tours? I read a book called The Battlefield Walker by Donald Featherstone. He's a big war gamer. He's kind of one of the grandfathers of wargaming, and he has this book, and I read that, and I'm like, oh my god, I could do battlefield tours, and then that kind of just expanded to all things geek. So now we do tons of different tours all around the world, almost every geeky genre that you have, from again battlefield tour to going to Star Trek conventions, to New York Comic Con, to Japan, to all over the place. So we've expanded quite a bit outside the confines that we started with, but that's basically how we started.
So of all the current and tours that you are offering now and past tours that you have offered, what are your sort of most popular? What get the most bookings?
Wow.
What really
What gets
get
the most
people going? Yeah.
Well, I have a lot of contacts in the war industry and the board gaming industry, so we do Adepticon and Gen Con for two of those. They're kind of my staple. That's of course going to those two conventions. Adepticon being more of a wargaming one, and Gen Con, of course, on board games and role-playing games. So those two are really big and really popular. I just am about to release my Gen Con tour for 2016. It's going to be great. We have elite gaming experiences too. Like, we don't just go to the convention. Prior to the convention, during the convention, we have Gen Con, for instance. We have geek gaming experiences where companies come by and they say, "This is the game that we're featuring right now. Play it," and they explain how they designed it, and what the mechanics are and what the fluff is around the game, and then they game with us. So it's like if you had the sushi game and you went and met the guy that was making the sushi game, but also he hung out with his artist, and you can roll dice with them. That's kind of every night you do that kind of thing
That's
on
awesome.
tour. Yeah,
That's
it's
super cool.
so much fun. And every year we theme. This year is Dungeon Explorer games, not Dungeon Crawler games. So,
Sweet.
for instance,
Oh,
so
that's so
we
great.
started off with the welcome dinner, and I don't know if you guys know the D6 Generation podcast. They're a gaming podcast, and the Nerd Herder podcast. Those guys are going to be dungeon mastering, and we're going to play D&D at our welcome dinner.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing, right? We split it into groups and play it, and then we'll play Descent from Fantasy Games. We'll play.
Descent's a fun game.
Yeah, it's a great game. Arcadia Quest, Mini or not. Cutthroat Cavern, card game, really backstabbing type of game. Tons of other stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun. It really is, and so this year's theme is dungeon crawling. So I think it's going to be a good year. But we also do. I mentioned Star Trek, because Star Trek. This is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek this year, And we're going to San Francisco. We're going to see Star Trek filming sites from Deep Space Nine all the way through Next Generation, and of course we're going to see all the Star Trek 4. So it's including the, film sites in the aquarium. That's where they come and get the whales, see the whales on Earth, go back in time. And then we go to LA, do that, the same thing, and go to a whole bunch of different sites there. Rod Roddenberry, Gene Roddenberry, he comes by and talks about his father's legacy. We've got a few other cool actors and actresses that are involved in Star Trek. They come by and talk to you, and all the way through those filming sites, we go to the filming site. You can bring your outfit. You can cosplay all the way through.
Awesome.
For instance, for instance, Captain Kirk Arena, the original series where he fights Thorn. Yeah, exactly. The campy,
the most famous thing.
Yeah, that's right. The campy fight and everything.
Yeah.
Bobby Clark, the guy that was in the Gorn suit, is actually out there with us at Vasquez Rocks.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it says we fought right here, and this is where all it happens, and we all get dressed up in our outfits and get pictures with Bobby Clark and hang out with him. I even have a Kurt Cannon prop that we bring with us.
Oh,
and we
get big bamboo.
Yeah, big bamboo with it.
Big bamboo.
That's exactly what we do. Yeah, and in LA, we're going to go to where Operation Annihilate. You know those. They land on Spock's back, and he goes blind. They look like big flying amoeba things. I don't know if you saw that one. It's called Operation Annihilate. But we're going to have one of those when we go to see that, so we'll have to have that hooked on people's backs and taking pictures of that. And then, of course, we go to the from Vasquez Rocks, we take the bus to a motor coach to Vegas, and we do the Star Trek convention in Vegas, which is spectacular. Yeah. Star Trek fans get a bad rap, but they're the best of the geeks. They're most welcoming, and whoever you are, they welcome you in, and then you really get that future feel at the Star Trek convention for sure. So.
That sounds like absolutely amazing. And Star Trek is just awesome. Like just to be able to do any of those tours would be incredible. Now, I really feel bad because the last time I talked to you, we had this great conversation, and typically because we have to cut it all down and we have to get rid of 90% of what we talk about. We finally get a chance to actually hear some of these stories. So I really want to know what is some of the best tours you've been on? What is some of your favorite highlights that you've done so far?
Oh God, what did I say last time?
I can't remember. I have it on my computer, but I think I cut that one out. I'm pretty sure I did. So
there's tons. The best thing I like about these tours is that the whole goal of the company's kind of changed recently, and what it does is the goal is to bring people to a cool place. That was originally what it was, and then it was to kind of get together with cool and people that love the same thing that you love. But what it eventually turned out to be is kind of creating a community at a place, a cool place, but a community that is interested in exactly the same thing you are. That's happened for years for sports fans. Like hockey fans get together and they hang out at the bar and talk about what they love. But the geeks have been kind of shunned, and that doesn't happen as often as it should, except when you're like in San Diego for the comic convention there. But what I love is when I see all these people getting together and they have such great times, and everybody's loving the same thing. Like our Star Trek convention, our Star Trek tour last year, I got everybody talking about Star Trek. Within 15 minutes, they were arguing about JJ's movies, whether they liked them or they didn't, or what was good about them or what was bad. And it was spectacular, and everybody gets the in jokes. If you're playing wargaming and you have a couple jokes about Games Workshop or the game that you're playing, everybody gets it. And you don't get that very often. You don't, especially when you're traveling, you don't get that with a group of people because everybody's kind of likes what you like, but on most tours, but these people like exactly what you like. Like when we go to our Gen Con tour, everybody loves board gaming, and everybody loves gaming, and everybody's going to love it. One of my favorite memories, though, is we were on our Gen Con tour, and we had Garrett Wong from Star Trek Voyager with us on that tour.
What?
So we played a game called Artemis, which is
Oh.
Artemis?
Dan does that every year for his birthday.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
So my birthday
It's
is in
amazing.
like a couple days here. But this
so
weekend, I know, this weekend I'm going to be playing Artemis. I have the other room over there. I set up the whole place.
He orientates all the couches. He sets up
really?
screen. Everybody brings their laptops. It's
good.
Take the big screen, put it up in the other room. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. I love Artemis. It's such a great game.
It is, and well, from playing it, you know how interactive it is, and it totally simulates that whole bridge feel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
It really does. Like things are like, I need a damage report. Like, what's their status? Like it's so great. Like no matter what you're doing.
Incoming messages.
That's right. And people are screaming at each other, and it's just great. So anyway, so we played with the Artemis crew. So the people that built the game were actually in their studio playing with them at Gen Con.
Awesome.
So which is really great. So they're giving us the best experience possible, and so we're playing. And Garrett, what I've done is I've made it so Garrett's the captain. There's, I believe, 6 bridges. That's about right. 6 times. Yeah, that's about right. So 6 bridges, and each bridge, I'm the admiral, so I'm sending everybody to different sectors, and saying, so if your ship is doing really, really well, I throw you into a sector where there's a whole bunch of ships, and if you're not doing so well, I keep you in a sector where there's not many enemy ships. So I decide that, I send out the orders, and then I am free to walk around until everybody clears their sector, right? So here I am, and what I've done is, so Garrett remains the same in the same captain's chair, but everybody kind of moves around him. So he's the main captain. Everybody else gets to try being captain. Everybody gets to try to be communications. Everybody gets to try everything. So everybody else is moving about, but Garrett's the captain in this one ship all the time. So we're playing, and it's a blast. Like I walk in there, and this is where I say I win as what I want to accomplish with this company. I walk in and I see people laughing, people being serious, people standing up and giving orders at the captain's chair. Some people sitting down and it's quiet in there. Like, okay, you got to do this, this, and this. They're really organized. Other ones, they're just having a blast, and other ones, they're just screaming at each other and trying to get things done, all in just total fun. And anyway, so that's where I win. Okay, so it turns out that Garrett is just the worst captain ever. His ship is totally doing the worst possible. So you have Ensign Kim trying to show that he can do the Kobayashi Maru, but failing at it miserably. And so I had to always assign his ship all the time to a sector that only had 1 or 2 ships. And even then, he would blow his own ship up every once in a while. So, yeah, that
sounds like how I pilot my ship. I'm like, just give me. Well, we got this. And then I'm like, what's the self-destruct sequence? We shut down all the.
That was a blast, I tell you. But I think that's really what I mean. Is that when I have people just having a good time, that's when I can sit back and go, wow, all these people love each other now. And that's really what it comes down to for me, is that these people they dig it. And you know what's really cool about the tours is that every single time, I'm telling you, every single time, someone comes up to me and says, Terrace, this crew is an amazing crew. how did you get all these people together? And none of your tours could possibly be like this. And I say every single tour is like this. Every single one you're on, everyone's laughing and having a good time, and everybody just loves what they love and is just digging it. And
That's awesome.
and everybody's great together. You know, geeks are great. They are. They're
really are.
They're welcoming and
That's kind of why we do what we do. Hey, Dan? Because geeks are great.
yeah,
They are.
Yeah.
you know,
And we
so-
love to be able to showcase a lot of this.
How
Good
their
stuff.
greatness, how
Yeah.
great they are. People like you, how great you are at what you do and bringing other geeky people together, which is great.
I like the thing for me is like I find it hard enough to find people just to go play a few board games, you know.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where you go to on a tour to Gen Con, and obviously you're gonna find people like who are right into board games, and it is that whole thing would be just absolutely amazing. That whole
Yeah.
experience, and that's really what you're doing is bringing an experience to all these people,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
amazing.
And
So-
sorry, go on.
Well, go ahead. I've got a question, but I'll save it for later because
Okay.
it kind of goes off on a tangent. So.
Okay, so I was going to just say my Battlefield tours do similar stuff too. Like you'd think that those would be the most. Sometimes you'd think that they deal with history, and people have sometimes a bad understanding of.
But
of
it's not just
history.
any history, it's
Yeah, it's a
sword
very-
history. Sword
right.
historyism.
That's right. That's right. So I've got two this year Battlefield tours. One's the Battle of Little Bighorn. So I'm going to try to do everybody's perspective, like get to the Custer experience, and also the Native experience. So I'm going to try to bring everybody's experiences together and show, you know, what was really currently happening at the time. But what's great about it is that all those people that are on the tour, there's a few people that don't usually know all the history, but there's a lot of people that know a lot of that history that are on those tours. And again, so all those people are cheering for one side or the other, and all in jocularity, right? No one's really serious about cheering for one side or the other. But it's great the debates they have also, and talking about swords, we've got our Greece and Sparta tour too, so that's going to be all about the
I
300.
saw that
and-
when I checked out your website, and I was like,
Chelsea's sort of a little bit of a sword nerd.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is one for you, man. It's going to be stellar. It really is. Yeah. Can I show you?
I have one question. Do you have any, like, let's say, travel tips for people who are going on vacation? What are some of the things? How do you pack? What do you take?
ooh, I
All
see
these
swords
things.
on the wall. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's like a dog distracted by a squirrel. Ooh, a sword.
Shiny.
Sorry, go on.
So travel tips. Do you have any travel tips for people?
Sure.
Consider you travel a lot.
Yeah. Remember, you're going to bring a whole bunch of stuff back. So always carry an extra bag. I don't know how many times that I've been on a tour that I've brought people and they're like, "Terrace, where do you go buy a bag?" Because I bought way more stuff than I was ever going to think I was going to buy. So always pack a bag within a bag. Now this is geeky travel stuff because traveling by backpack is completely different. But you want to actually make sure that you bring a good amount of clothes to change. Sometimes you might not have time to shower because you're going to run from one event to the other when you're going to a convention. So you always want to feel fresh. So you want to make sure that you have great times or great easily things to change into. I guess is probably the best way to say it. Bring electronics. Electronics have technology has changed how people have traveled completely. I mean, now I get to bring just my iPad and I have all my books and my movies and everything on the iPad. I actually say don't bring novels now because you're probably going to pick something up when you're there. If you're a book reader and you're going to a convention, you're going to bring something home, and if you're a digital book reader, that's okay. But if you like to have that feel of a book and everything like that, you're going to find something that you want to bring home. I went to Waterloo, Belgium, and I bought like 3 books, and I had no idea I was going to bring a book. As a matter of fact, I bought 2 books that were hardcover, oversized hardcovers. So that, and books weigh 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, they're not light.
No, so you want to make sure that you have the root space for it.
When you carry that stuff in your carry-on, so it doesn't count against you.
That's
in
right.
your
But
weight.
you have to look like it looks like it's light. So you can't be carrying your carry-on like this, right? You have to be carrying, everything's good. I got nothing in the backpack. And then when you get to the plane, you're like, oh my god. You might want to, before you pack everything up into your suitcase and pull everything out. Then pack it into a plastic bag, like a Glad garbage bag, and then put that into your suitcase. That actually saves you from a lot of things, from your bags getting wet. But also, if somebody else's bag gets on top of you and theirs damaged, like I had a friend of mine, the bag on top of him got damaged, and then it got set on top of his. And what got damaged in that bag was a whole bottle of perfume got broken.
Ooh.
So it all drained onto his bag and into his clothes. So he had to wash all his clothes when he got there, and even then, it took a couple washings to get. He was a good smelling geek for a long time, which was nice,
Very. I'm sure he smelled lovely.
He did, but it was a woman's perfume, so whatever. The times are the times. Anyway, so that's I could think of but I also have Ravage magazine. That's cool, mini or not. I've got a couple articles on just that. So if you Google Ravage magazine Geek Nation tours, you'll probably find that article, and there's a lot more than that. I can't think of anything right now. Does that cover anything?
That's great.
Okay.
We are kind of running out of time here, but
I've got one last question to end the evening, if you don't mind, Dan.
No, go for it.
I think it's a good one. So, if you could disregard logistics, disregard costs, disregard sort of any practical aspects, what's the dream tour, A, that you would organize to take others on, and B, that you would take yourself, regardless of all the practicalities?
Space.
Okay. Yeah. Let me answer that in 2 parts. First of all, we have a Star Wars tour that we're going to Europe because the Star Wars celebration this year is in London, and we're going to go to Italy and Switzerland and see Alderaan and the castles at Naboo, and then go to the Star Wars celebration. I was going to go to Africa and see Tatooine, but unfortunately those are all in terrorist-held space right now, or pretty much in no-go zones worldwide. So that would be one I would like to go to. That's one of the more practical ones. Space is really the other bigger one, but I don't know if that's so far off. Actually, we're working on that one.
You just need to get in touch
SpaceX is working on that.
What, Elon Musk?
Yeah.
SpaceX? Yeah.
We already have our Elite Geek. We're working with Rod Roddenberry on a tour that we go to Jet Propulsion Laboratory in LA, and then we go to Houston Space Center in Houston, of course, and then we go to Kennedy Space Center in Florida, and it's a tour all the way across the continent.
Wow.
From space place to space place, and in between there, we actually are partnered up with the Zero G corporation. They're the ones that run the
Zero G
astronaut training.
The plane?
Yeah. So we're already doing that. We're already almost in space, to tell you the truth.
Wow.
That would be something.
So what's next?
So if you want a really
we've got
amazing
plans.
experience, Terrace has it for you. Contact this man. He can make all your geeky dreams come true.
That's right, yeah. man, we're going to have astronauts, and we're going to have people that are talking about utopian futures, and we're going to have astronauts that come by and talk about their experiences, have lunch with us, and have dinners with us, and just hang out and talk about being in space.
Okay,
And
my next question is, how do I get your job again?
yeah, well, you know what? It's you got to have a dream, and you just have to work.
Yeah.
You have to work at it, and I'm not anyone special. I'm not incredibly smart. I'm not incredibly good looking or anything like that, as you can see. But yeah, it's just you gotta just find a dream and go for it. And actually, I went to university. My first year of university was in astrophysics or physics. I wanted to work for NASA, and I didn't do that well, first of all. But I also didn't want to become a scientist. I think after a while, and I went into East Asian studies and about swords in Japan instead. And but everything comes full circle. All my knowledge about how space works and all the things that I wanted to do, now I get to do it. Now I'm very happy that I can bring other people experience battlefields and inspire people, and I'm great. I'm very happy that I can bring people to where we launch, explore space too, because that's what I'm interested in. So really, I'm glad that I get to bring people, but I'm honored to be able to do all those things myself. So
That's
it's great. Yeah,
awesome.
but no, space isn't that far away. We're thinking about it. So.
All right, so like I said, we're kind of running short on time here, but where can people find Geek Nation Tours? Where can they find you, Terrace?
Sure. All you have to do is go geeknationtours.com on the internet. Google it, Geek Nation Tours, or you can also email me at headgeek@geeknationtours.com.
Awesome.
Now, do you tweet? Do you Facebook? Do you?
I do both. Yep, both
Instagram?
Facebook. Please like me on Facebook. We love Facebook likes. As a matter of fact, if you go on my Facebook page right now, I just finished posting about that big battle. You'll see a whole bunch of photos of our miniatures. That's 5 people's collections on the table. Cool pictures. I always send out cool stuff whenever I see some sort of geeky thing that people wanted. I don't try to post that much on Facebook because I know that people don't want to get inundated by just my stuff. But yeah, we definitely have a Facebook and Twitter page. So please like us on those. We really appreciate those too.
Awesome. Well, before we go here, I got another segment that I got to do real quick, and this is the part of the new format that I was talking about earlier. We have upcoming events now that we're going to be talking about. I know we have an event calendar up on our website. If you go and check it out, go northernnerdnetwork.com. We have an event calendar that is just
bursting at the seams.
Bursting at the seams of like amazing events that are happening all around the city right now. But I want to just
you can be on that calendar. If you have a nerdy event, you can email Dan and Trina, and they will put your event on the calendar.
Email, Facebook, Twitter, any which way. Like we got lots of ways you guys can get a hold of us. Do that, and we got it there. But I will hunt events down anyways, regardless, and put them up on the calendar. But I want to highlight a few. First off, Dark Matters is happening this Thursday. January 21st, not this Thursday, but January 21st. And that is an 18-plus event at the Science Center. So they have...
It's adult night at the Science Center.
Yeah,
it's super fun. Night. You go, they mix drinks, you talk science. It's super fun.
Yes. And then on the very next day, Friday, January 22nd, and the 23rd, we have a Taste of Animathon that is happening down at the Shaw Conference Center. So if you guys like Animathon or anime, they have just a little taste of Animathon that's happening in a few weeks. Also, I want to make mention that there's a classic video game championships qualifier that's happening. We did talk to them at one point, so if you want to go take a look at that interview, that's up on the website somewhere. Go check that out. But on the February 7th, they have a video game qualifier, the third one. I think they're doing 4 qualifiers before the big main event that they're doing. So if you want to be a part of that. And then we're going to go way in the future, but I want to make mention of this one because I love board games. And that is GobFest, and now that is on April 9th. So if you want to sign up for that, I believe the sign up is happening right now for all the different kind of games and different things that you can sign up for. So go check that out. And once again, all that stuff is up on our website. Go to northernnerdnetwork.com/upcoming events. And
Cool.
that is that. Yeah. So I want to just thank everybody out there for watching. If you guys want to find us on the website, on the internet, you guys can go to northernnerdnetwork.com. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/northernnerdnetwork. Facebook, we are on Facebook, so go find us on Facebook. And we're on Twitter. You guys can just find us there. We are everywhere. And Instagram.
Thank you so much for joining us, Tara.
I also,
it was
sorry,
so great having
before
you.
we go,
Oh.
I want to just make one other thing before I end off. I have to really say a big thank you to the guy from man, I don't know why I forget his name right now.
I'd like to thank him too.
Yeah, sorry. I feel really bad at this very moment. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. Oh, that's awful. Hang on. 2 seconds. Kelly, that's right. Sorry. Kelly from Edmonton Nerd List. Because he's been feeding me every day. He's been feeding me different kinds of events, like constantly messaging us with different things. So I want to thank him very much for all his help with the event calendar.
Geeks helping geeks. Huzzah!
That's the way things should be. So, yes, that's it. That's all. I want to thank everybody out there for watching this edition of the Nerdcast.
Thank you, Tara, so much for joining us. It was a pleasure
you.
having you on and chatting with you. I'm going to go back to your website and drool a little more over all the tours that you have arranged because they look amazing.
All right.
I'm glad you go. If you ever want to hop on, let me know.
Yes!
All right. So I'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye!
Good night.